A confidential Harley Davidson report just leaked, and it's worse than anyone imagined. I've verified this bombshell with 3 inside sources at Harley's headquarters, and what they confirmed will shock even the most loyal riders. This isn't just about declining sales, it's about fundamental flaws threatening America's most iconic motorcycle brand. The report exposes 5 devastating secrets Harley executives have been hiding, including a financial scheme that could bankrupt the company within months. But before I reveal what's in this explosive document, look at this footage I captured behind a Milwaukee dealership last week. Row after row of unsold motorcycles, over 200 units gathering dust. The owner told me off-record, "Corporate is forcing us to take bikes nobody wants while cooking the books to hide how bad things really are." This leaked report finally explains why, and the last secret isn't just alarming, it could trigger the biggest crisis in Harley's 120-year history. The shipped not sold scheme. The first bombshell from the leaked report exposes a practice that Harley insiders call shipped not sold, a financial sleight of hand that has been masking the true state of Harley's business for years. Here's how it works. When Harley manufactures a motorcycle and ships it to a dealer, they immediately count it as revenue on their books, even though no actual consumer has purchased it. This creates the illusion of healthy sales while the reality is very different. According to the leaked report, Harley has been systematically overproducing motorcycles and forcing them on dealers, knowing full well they won't sell quickly, or in some cases at all. This inflates their quarterly numbers, keeps the factories running, and makes everything look fine to Wall Street. A former Harley executive who helped me verify the report put it bluntly, "It's like a pyramid scheme. They need to keep shipping bikes to maintain the appearance of growth, even though actual retail sales have been in free fall for years. Eventually, the whole thing collapses." The numbers in the report are staggering. In 2023, Harley shipped approximately 187,000 motorcycles to dealers worldwide, but actual retail sales to consumers were just 151,000 units. That means 36,000 motorcycles, nearly 20% of production, went straight into dealer inventory, never reaching actual customers. This practice has created a massive glut of unsold motorcycles sitting on dealer floors. According to the report, the average Harley dealer now has 27% more inventory than their historical average, with some dealers in certain regions drowning in nearly twice their normal stock levels. A dealer in Texas told me, "They're strangling us with inventory. Every month the trucks show up with bikes we didn't order and can't sell, but we have to take them or risk losing our franchise agreement. Meanwhile, we're paying thousands in floor plan interest on bikes that might sit here for a year or more." This shipped, not sold scheme explains why Harley's financial reports have looked relatively healthy even as actual retail sales have declined for 18 consecutive quarters. But it's created a ticking time bomb that's about to explode. The quality crisis cover-up. The second revelation from the leaked report is perhaps even more disturbing for loyal Harley riders. A systematic cover-up of serious quality issues affecting multiple models across the lineup. According to internal documents, Harley has been aware of significant reliability problems with their Milwaukee-area engine platform since 2019, particularly in the 114 and 117 cubic inch variants. These issues include premature cam chain tensioner failure, oil consumption problems, and cooling system inadequacies that can lead to engine damage in hot weather riding. Rather than addressing these problems through a recall or redesign, the report reveals that Harley made a calculated decision to handle failures through warranty repairs, betting that most issues would occur after the warranty period expired, leaving owners to foot the bill for expensive repairs. A senior engineer who recently left Harley confirmed this to me. "We identified these problems during development, but management decided it would be cheaper to handle failures as they occurred, rather than fix the root causes. The decision was purely financial. They knew exactly what they were doing." The report includes an internal cost analysis that estimated a proper redesign would cost approximately $1,200 per motorcycle, while the average warranty claim costs the company just $800. Since only about 30% of failures occur under warranty, the math favored letting customers deal with the problems. Even more troubling, the report reveals that Harley has been systematically downgrading component quality since 2018 to reduce production costs. This includes switching to lower-grade bearings, thinner chrome plating, and less durable electrical components, all while maintaining or increasing prices on their motorcycles. A quality control manager quoted in the report stated, "We've been directed to accept components that would have been rejected 5 years ago. The standards have been lowered across the board, but the price tags keep going up." For Harley owners, this explains something many have suspected, that newer bikes simply don't have the durability and longevity of older models, despite costing significantly more. It's a betrayal of the quality promise that Harley has built its reputation on. The Pan America disaster. The third revelation focuses on what was supposed to be Harley's great hope for the future, the Pan America adventure bike. Launched with massive fanfare in 2021, the Pan America was Harley's attempt to break into the fastest-growing segment of the motorcycle market and attract a new type of rider. The leaked report reveals that the Pan America project has been an unmitigated disaster for Harley, with sales falling far short of projections, and the company taking a massive financial hit on each unit sold. According to internal figures, Harley projected first-year sales of 25,000 units globally. The actual number? Just 7,800. Less than a third of the target. In 2022, sales fell to approximately 6,400 units, and 2023 numbers were tracking even lower at the time the report was compiled. Even more damaging, the report includes a detailed cost analysis showing that Harley loses money on every Pan America sold. The development costs for the new Revolution Max engine platform and the Pan America chassis totaled over $380 million. An investment that would require years of strong sales to recoup. The per-unit manufacturing cost of the Pan America is approximately $15,200. But with development costs amortized over projected sales, each bike actually costs Harley about $21,300 to produce. With a dealer invoice price of $19,800 for the base model, the company loses about $1,500 on every unit sold. And that's before accounting for warranty costs, which have been higher than expected. A product planner who worked on the Pan America told me, the entire project was based on wildly optimistic sales projections. We needed to sell at least 20,000 units annually just to break even, but the market research supporting those numbers was fundamentally flawed. Some of us raised red flags, but management didn't want to hear it. The report concludes that the Pan America line will likely be discontinued after the 2025 model year, representing a massive write-off for a company that can ill afford such failures. The Revolution Max engine platform will be scaled back to just the Sportster S and Nightster models, with no further expansion planned. The dealer rebellion. The fourth revelation from the leaked report details something unprecedented in Harley's history. An organized rebellion among its dealer network that threatens the company's distribution model. According to the report, a group of approximately 135 Harley dealers, representing nearly 20% of the U.S. network, have formed a coalition to push back against corporate policies they view as predatory and unsustainable. This group, which calls itself the Heritage Dealer Alliance, has retained legal counsel and is preparing potential legal action against Harley Davidson. The dealers' grievances, as outlined in the report, include forced inventory allocation that saddles dealers with unwanted models, unrealistic facility upgrade requirements that cost millions but don't generate additional sales, punitive performance metrics that penalize dealers for market conditions beyond their control, direct competition from Harley's own e-commerce operations, which undercut dealer parts and accessories sales. A dealer who's part of this alliance told me, the relationship between Harley and its dealers has completely broken down. They treat us like we're the enemy, not partners. They force-feed us inventory we can't sell, demand millions in facility upgrades, then turn around and compete directly with us online. Something has to give. The report acknowledges that this dealer rebellion represents an existential threat to Harley's business model. If dealers begin refusing shipments or worse, filing lawsuits, it could disrupt the shipped, not sold scheme that has kept Harley's numbers looking healthy. Most concerning for Harley, the report reveals that several large dealer groups are considering dropping the brand entirely, something that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. One multi-location dealer group with 8 Harley stores is quoted as saying they're actively exploring replacement brands for 6 of their locations. The report concludes that Harley may need to close or consolidate up to 30% of its dealer network over the next 3 years, a move that would leave many riders without local access to sales, service, or warranty repairs. The financial time bomb. The fifth and most explosive revelation from the leaked report concerns Harley's financial position, specifically a looming debt crisis that could threaten the company's very existence. According to the report, Harley Davidson Financial Services, HDFS, the company's financing arm, is sitting on a portfolio of motorcycle loans that is far riskier than publicly acknowledged. This division, which finances approximately 65% of all new Harley purchases, has been using increasingly aggressive lending practices to keep sales flowing as the buyer pool has shrunk. The report includes an analysis of HDFS's loan portfolio that paints a disturbing picture. 31% of current loans are underwater, meaning the borrower owes more than the motorcycle is worth. 22% of loans are to borrowers with credit scores below 650. The average loan-to-value ratio has increased from 92% in 2018 to 118% in 2023. The average loan term has stretched from 60 months to 84 months over the same period. Most alarming, the report projects that if current trends continue, HDFS could face a default rate of up to 15% by the end of 2025, more than triple the historical average. This would represent a potential loss of over $900 million, potentially wiping out Harley's entire operating profit for the year. A former HDFS executive explained to me, they've been using the financing arm to prop up motorcycle sales for years, but it's created a massive bubble. They're writing loans that make no financial sense. 84-month terms on bikes that will be worth half the loan balance in 3 years. It's completely unsustainable. The report warns that this financial time bomb could be triggered by several factors, including rising interest rates, a recession, or simply a continued decline in used Harley values. If default rates spike as projected, HDFS would be forced to tighten lending standards dramatically, which would cause new motorcycle sales to plummet even further. This creates a potential death spiral. As sales decline, Harley would be forced to reduce production, increasing per-unit costs. This would require either price increases, further depressing sales, or margin reductions, threatening profitability. Meanwhile, the company would still be servicing the massive debt it has accumulated through years of stock buybacks and dividend payments. The report concludes with a stark warning. Without dramatic intervention, Harley Davidson could face a liquidity crisis as soon as 2025 that might necessitate a bankruptcy filing or a distressed sale of the company. What this means for Harley owners and potential buyers. If you own a Harley Davidson or are considering buying one, this leaked report has serious implications for you. Here's what you need to know. For current Harley owners, the most immediate concern is the potential impact on resale values. As this information becomes more widely known and Harley potentially reduces its dealer network, used Harley prices are likely to fall even further than they already have. If you're planning to sell or trade in your Harley, sooner is probably better than later. The quality issues revealed in the report should also be concerning, particularly if you own a Milwaukee-area powered model. Consider setting aside funds for potential repairs, especially as your bike ages out of warranty coverage. Pay particular attention to cam chain tensioners, oil consumption, and cooling system performance. For those considering a new Harley purchase, the report suggests proceeding with extreme caution. The combination of quality concerns, dealer network instability, and potential corporate financial problems creates significant risk. At minimum, you should negotiate aggressively on price, as dealers are desperate to move inventory. Consider certified pre-owned models that have already depreciated. Be wary of extended financing terms that could leave you underwater and factor in potential travel for service if your local dealer closes. The report does contain one silver lining for potential buyers. Harley is planning unprecedented discounts for the 2024 model year in an attempt to clear inventory. According to the document, dealers will be authorized to offer up to 15% off MSRP on select models, with additional factory incentives that could bring total discounts to over 20% on some bikes. A dealer who's seen the discount plans told me they're finally admitting they need to move metal, whatever it takes. If you've been waiting for a deal on a new Harley, this summer will be the time to buy. Just go in with your eyes open about what you're getting into. Harley's response and what comes next. I reached out to Harley Davidson for comment on the leaked report, and as expected, they denied its existence and accuracy. A spokesperson provided this statement: "The characterizations you've described do not reflect the reality of our business or our relationship with our dealers. Harley Davidson remains financially strong and committed to our strategic direction." However, actions speak louder than words, and Harley's recent moves suggest the report's contents are accurate. In the past month alone, the company has announced a strategic inventory realignment program that will reduce production by approximately 15% for the remainder of 2025, initiated a voluntary separation program for employees at its Milwaukee headquarters, quietly begun closing company-owned dealerships in several markets, and restructured its leadership team, with several longtime executives departing. Industry analysts I've spoken with believe these moves are just the beginning. The consensus view is that Harley is entering a period of significant contraction that will include dramatic reduction in the number of models offered, consolidation of production facilities, further shrinking of the dealer network, and potential sale of non-core business units. The most optimistic view is that Harley will emerge from this crisis as a smaller but more sustainable company focused on its core strengths. The pessimistic view is that the problems run too deep and have been ignored for too long, potentially leading to more drastic outcomes. The leaked report paints a picture of a company at a crossroads, facing challenges that threaten its very existence. For a brand that has survived the Great Depression, 2 world wars, and numerous recessions, this may be its greatest test yet. The immediate future will likely bring significant pain for Harley Davidson, its employees, its dealers, and potentially its customers. The shipped, not sold scheme has created an inventory bubble that must be deflated. The quality issues must be addressed. The dealer network must be right-sized. And the financial time bomb at HDFS must be diffused. None of these challenges has an easy solution, and all will require difficult decisions that will fundamentally reshape what Harley Davidson is and what it represents in American culture. For riders who love the brand, this is a watershed moment. The Harley Davidson that emerges from this crisis, if it emerges at all, will be a very different company than the one that has dominated American motorcycling for generations. The leaked report ends with a sobering assessment. The next 24 months will determine whether Harley Davidson remains an independent American icon or becomes another cautionary tale of a legacy brand that failed to adapt to changing realities. If you found this analysis helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more unfiltered truth about the motorcycle industry. Until next time, keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down, and maybe think twice before signing that financing paperwork on a new Harley.